And welcome back to the Market Wolf, where I give you the best bear case, the best bull case, and I give you my opinion. If you are interested in your favorite cryptocurrency and what it might do according to the machinations of Bitcoin, then look no further than the S&P 500. That's why we're looking at this right now, because it's going to telegraph a lot of information to us about what is going to happen with Bitcoin, because Bitcoin follows the S&P 500, vice versa. Sometimes Bitcoin will front it, and you can know that the S&P 500 is going to have a breakdown, etc., etc. But today, we need to be looking at the S&P 500 first. And of course, if you are into an altcoin, you want Bitcoin to succeed because you need your altcoin to do well. But I tell you right now, when I look at altcoin season and this quote-unquote season of altcoins, I bring it up on the charts. I see nothing that makes me believe there's any such thing as an altcoin season other than money being siphoned in short term away from Bitcoin and into the altcoins, and it's a very, very short window of time. It's not a long period of time. Everything essentially flows with Bitcoin for the most part. So that said, I want you to take a look at the S&P 500 here. Now remember, I've been bearish. I am now switching my case away from bearish to almost bullish. Almost bullish. Let me explain why. And the structure I am seeing on the S&P 500 right now in this bull flag, this looks weak on, I would say, like the 30-minute, okay? It looks weak on the 2-hour. On the weekly, which we're looking at right now, it looks like it's starting to really strengthen. So I would call this, we're really approaching a true breakout here, I think, on the S&P 500. Now, if we finish the original measured move, I think this is the first goal. We need to see if we hit $561.31. And of course, if we get confirmation here on the weekly and we go up and we hit that area there, that's going to send likely send Bitcoin up as well. Now, of course, Bitcoin has been in a consolidation phase, and I'm still waiting on 1 or 2 signals to flip for me on the S&P 500. But right now I am leaning towards more bullish. I'm leaning away from the bear case. We've really been able to walk things back with this move up. Now, that's a short-term case. I do think overall, though, as we're moving up here, we are approaching a breakdown. Now, when that happens, I don't know, but I can see it. I definitely see it on the charts. And so that's why I'm not totally convinced this isn't going to be like a fake out breakout and a breakdown. We'll have to see what happens here. You know, this could end up being kind of a right shoulder, then a head, and then another right shoulder, and then down we go. So that's a possibility on the weekly here on the S&P. Okay, so Bitcoin on the weekly time frame in this bull flag, to me, honestly, it still looks like garbage. I'm going to tell you that right now in the higher time frames. However, you know, this weekly candle right here, if we can get a good close on this Sunday, and this is still looking very promising and bullish, and we get up here and test some of these upper levels, maybe around 67,000, that could begin to change things, especially if we get support there. Then, you know, we might start to see a change going into next week, and we might have to say, okay, well, now we're looking less bearish. Maybe if we do great, we do good here this week, we get a good close this Sunday, and then next week we get a good close as well, then we have to really consider the fact, are we looking like a 50-50 shot now? I think there's still going to be, so even if we test these levels up here on the top of this triangle, you know, even if we test 70,000 or so, 71,000, even if we test this triangle, yeah, I would consider this more of a symmetrical triangle we're in now. These are the old bull flags right here. Some people will still call this a bull flag. I don't. To me, that's a symmetrical triangle at this point. It's just too freaking broad to call that a bull flag. But in any case, so yeah, I think we have some more work to do in here at that point once we get to that 50-50 shot level. But with the S&P 500 looking very bullish, well, let's not say very bullish. Let's say it's looking slightly more bullish now. This would give us an opportunity perhaps to chop in here and then get bullish as well and break out instead of break down. It's something we're going to have to continue to watch and see. Right now, like the S&P 500, there are certain signals that I'm waiting to see to let me know that this is more serious about trying to do something for a bullish case. I mean, we're definitely holding The 20-day on the 30-minute time frame, which is great. I like that. A bullish cross on the 4-hour time frame. That is a big deal. That is a big deal. We need to hold that bullish cross. It'll likely get back tested, so you might see Bitcoin break down to roughly about 63,000 or so, within that range, like a range of 63,000, right? It could go a lot lower. So, you know, perhaps all the way down to $63,409.43 or somewhere above there, but we will see kind of a, yeah, and that would make sense because this would form kind of an M, and then we would see a breakdown. Sure, yeah, we might see that, but with Bitcoin, once you get to the 4-hour with something like this, sometimes the bulls really step in, so maybe that doesn't happen. But point being, I wouldn't freak out if I saw Bitcoin back test that area, because that would also hold our uptrend here that we see as well, even if it did back test that golden cross. And then, boy, if that holds, we could really work our way out of here. This could be correlative with what we're seeing on the S&P 500. This is going to be great for altcoins. Let's take a look at our altcoins. Cell is doing a great job of holding on the 4-hour time frame, but I can tell you right now that it is likely going to come back down, although it may not come all the way back down to 0.6889. Remember, if it did break all the way down to 58 cents, 58.32, we would want to see hopefully a momentum bounce there, but we may not even break down that far at this point on Cell. Cell is really trying to be put in a reversal here lately. It's trying to show some strength. It's really trying to reverse. We're seeing this correlate with Bitcoin. We're seeing this correlate with the S&P 500. But I do think there is some downside first. That also makes sense with Bitcoin, as it would retest that golden cross. So we'll probably see a little bit of downside with Cell here. But remember, key level right there, we really don't want to see a daily close below 68.89, okay? Looking at TRIAS, we're definitely coiling up. You know, we're getting tighter and tighter here on this coil on the 4-hour. Let me take a look at the daily time frame. Yeah, I would say we're roughly about a 50-50 shot right now for a breakdown or a break up. Yeah, I wouldn't want to make a call on it. I almost get the sense that we're wanting to retest the death cross on the daily time frame. But that may not happen first. We may have a breakdown first. This is one of those situations where, yeah, I mean, maybe to $7.76, perhaps a little further. I don't necessarily see us breaking down into that green zone again right now. It's at least going to hold this level for now, between $7.02 and $9.51. Those two, I think it's going to chop in between these levels. Calling chopped at that tight is a little bit difficult to do. I almost want to lean towards breaking up. So, you know, your best bull case here is that it does get bullish and it tests the old the death cross up there on the daily at $9.51. The bear case, of course, is that it would break all the way down to $7.02 again. My opinion is that you're going to have some tighter chop in this area. I don't think it's going to break all the way up to test that death cross just yet. I think we might have a little downside first, but nothing that I think is going to. It will probably break this small uptrend that we've been in, but I don't see it breaking all the way down necessarily into that green zone yet. If I see that changing and we look like it's going to be more, it looks like it's going to be a breakdown that's more than just consolidation, I will certainly let you know on X, so be sure that you're following me over there. Okay, looking at quant on the daily, of course we are, we've been bearish. We're not breaking above the 20-day. I saw us breaking a little higher today, and I thought, well, you know, maybe we're on our way back up. But no, you know, I mean, I think that generally right now, quant is just kind of in the same boat that TRIAS is. We're in some low chop and some consolidation. Look, ultimately, just like TRIAS, things are looking very bearish right now. Essentially, we need Bitcoin to do its thing. We need the S&P 500 to do its thing. We do have a cross on the momentum on the daily on quant, so that is a good sign, although we've had that before, and that's just been consolidation, both to the upside and the downside. You can see that we're in kind of a symmetrical triangle here, in this bear flag, and we're holding an old uptrending support level, which is nice. I definitely would not want to see it break, I guess about $87.19, somewhere in that range. If it did, we wouldn't want to see a break below $84.85. So your best bear case is that you break down to those levels. Your best bull case is that you're putting in a bit of a reverse head and shoulders here. So perhaps we kind of break up a bit, initially break back down to $97 or $94, and then break back up to test $107.75, somewhere in there. So you could be looking at that. That would be your best bull case. My opinion right now, again, just like TRIAS, we need volume. We're looking to try and put in reversal. Momentum definitely wants to try and put in reversal. There is some interest here. We've got some bites with this, but ultimately it looks very bearish right now overall. It's the best bear case. That's the best bull case. That's my opinion. We will see you next time on The Market Wolf.